Yes, your first warning weather impact day because of the rain we've been experiencing, but also the temperatures this morning, Raven, cold.
Yes, so here's what's going on. Rain moving out as we speak, couple leftover showers, falling temperatures throughout the day, and then it's also very breezy outside, 15 to 20 miles per hour, but even more breezier or windy as we get into the next couple of days. So here's what to wear. This is important for this morning, so come to the TV, listen up. This morning, maybe some raincoats are needed, but I would say send the coats with the kids because they'll need it for the afternoon. It's going to get colder, so usually, right, we're warmer in the afternoon, but we've already reached our highs for today. Temperatures will just get colder throughout the day, so that's an early heads up. Plan accordingly. How it feels right now, not going to be how it feels a little later on. Parents, again, make sure they are prepared. Here's what's going on as you head out the door. A few light showers left over. The heaviest rain, though, that moved in overnight, now starting to move on off to our east. We are looking at a few lighter showers here and there along the coast. So if you're working down in Pilot Town this morning, looking at a few leftover showers. Looks like you're about to see some clearing happening here shortly. River parishes into the metro area, just a few light showers happening for you as well. So no lightning, nothing heavy. We had that heavy rain already move on out. Poplarville now looking at some lighter showers. Bogalusa, you're right there on the tail end. So we'll keep watching this for you, but again, next couple of hours, we should be good to go. Past 24 hours, so look at the yellow right here, almost seeing about 2 to 3 inches of rain, and we did have a flash flood warning overnight, but that quickly ended right before 4 a.m. 24-hour temperature change, big difference for the North Shore, but look what's happening. Temperatures actively falling as we speak, so it's about to get colder. Current temperature is 39 over Baton Rouge, but then looking at our area, we're still into the 50s. Starting to see the drop happening over in Hammond, so up in Tangipahoa Hub Parish, you're already feeling that cold air. Feels like 34 in Hammond this morning. Everybody else, you're still into the 50s. Wind speeds, that's also going to hit you as soon as you step outside. Your gusts today, 25 to 30 miles per hour. That is dropping how we feel. Here's what's happening for you. Got the radar and the temperatures on, so rain starts to move out for us. Here is 11 a.m. looking at the 40s, lower 40s. Upper 40s on the South Shore. As we go throughout the day, the temperature is just going to continue to fall. Then just know once we get to tonight, it's going to be really cold up ahead. So marine forecast for you. Here's your low tides, high tides, but also just know very choppy water as we head into the next couple of days. Have a gale warning out, also a small craft advisory out until 8 p.m. tonight. So speaking of tonight, looking at a cold weather advisory for all of us. We could be feeling as cold as 10 degrees, 10 to 20 degrees for us. Look at your actual lows for tonight. North Shore, I've got you into the low to mid 20s. So this is a caution. Maybe prepare now. Think about your pets, your plants, people, pipes. I think I got all four of them South Shore, you're looking at some 30, so just below the freezing mark. But here's the thing that's really going to impact you, how it feels. This is the wind chill as we get out the door at 6 a.m. 11 Hammond, 12 up in Bogalusa, 15 Slidell. South Shore feeling like the teens, even some 20s right there along the coast, and then we'll see that same thing as we get into Friday. But although just a couple of degrees warmer, it's really not going to make that much of a difference. It's still going to be cold over the next couple of days. That's why I did put an alert day for those 2 days. Hard freeze, very likely for the North Shore for you. After that, slightly warming up, couple chances for rain as we get into the weekend. Brady?
All right, thanks so much, Raven. And I've got a situation. This is happening up on the North Shore. So North Shore drivers, you want to be aware. This is I-12 at LA 1077 or just south of Goodby in that Goodby area. And as you can see, this long line of red brake lights. There's a situation just further up I-12 westbound. This is westbound, so this is driving towards that Hammond area. There's a situation. I saw some flashing blue lights. Can't confirm if there was a crash, but those roads are slick, so it could be a result of the wet roadways. Let's take a look at the map. So like I said, there's backed up traffic on I-12, eastbound. And like I said, this is just south of Goodby. Goodby is right up here near US 190. And as you can see, this is westbound driving towards this way towards the camera. So it's just a whole lot of volume, a lot of congestion. Hopefully, fingers crossed, I can get some more information in the next few minutes. This has gradually been building over the last 5 minutes or so. Looking at the North Shore right now, I-12 at I-55 interchange. So west of that, it's fine. I-12 west of Highway 11 and east of that, it's fine. But in that area, just to the west of Mandeville Covington, you can see that there's something going on. I'm keeping a close eye on it. Right now, it hasn't affected your drive times, but looking at the NO Metro, where again, wet roadways, starting to see some heavier volume, but no crashes in the metro area to report. Drive times for everyone else still look good. And again, this is I-12 eastbound at LA 1077, where there's a situation further up, and I'm going to get some more information, and I'll have that for you coming up in the next few minutes.
All right, Brandy, thank you. Also coming up, a historic win, how the Newman soccer program showed up and showed out for the state championships last night, and the record one team set in the title match. Plus, staffing overhaul. The new additions head coach Kellen Moore is bringing to the Saints coaching staff. Newman School Uptown has a reputation for producing elite NFL talent like Peyton and Eli Manning, but where the Greenies really produce consistent success is on the soccer pitch.
Yeah, the boys and girls soccer teams proved that during last night's state championship games. Starting with the girls, Newman beat Loyola out of Shreveport 7-0. They set the LHSAA record for most goals ever scored in a title game. This was the third straight and 15th overall state championship for the program.
Our team, I'm going to miss it so much. We're graduating 7 seniors. Every single one of them played. Every single one of them contributed to the team in such an amazing way.
In the boys division, 4-game, Newman took on Ascension Episcopal. The Greenies won the title game for the first time since 2022. Talk about a drought, right? And the 11th time overall. Cole Spady helped the team to the 3-1 victory, scoring 2 goals in the first half.
I think this is one of the most outstanding years they've had in the program. Every single, from the coaches to the players, I think we were one of the best, if not the best team in the state, and we worked for everything we had out there.
The Newman boys team outscored their opponents 142-9 this season. Man.
Ooh. All right, well, for the first time since 2006, the Saints coaching staff isn't a group filled with people who worked for Sean Payton, but new head coach Kellen Moore is bringing back someone who has history with the black and gold. Joel Thomas is coming on as the running backs coach. He held that same position in New Orleans from 2005 to 2023. The massive overhaul of staff and potentially the roster also features a new quarterbacks coach. Scott Tolzien will coach that important position. He spent time with Moore when both were assistant coaches in Dallas. Like Kellen Moore, Tolzien is a former NFL backup quarterback. All right, saddle up to celebrate. We're previewing the Barnyard Bash happening tonight, offering fun for the whole family and celebrating the NOPD Mounted Unit's 100th birthday. Got a little too excited there,
Yeah,
girl.
yes, I giddy up. Plus, Adopt a Cop, how you can help provide resources to officers helping secure our parade routes this Mardi Gras season. Now let's get a live look outside on this Wednesday. This is at the Island View Casino cam right there. You see it's still raining out there in parts of southeast Louisiana, and also the cold weather is going to be still here as well. We'll talk all about this coming up in your forecast.
Almost makes you want to say yeehaw, doesn't it? Don't forget, if you're on the North Shore, you can stay up to date with changing weather from WDSU on your favorite North Shore Media Group radio station. Right now on WDSU News this morning, transforming an overlooked area. The ideas from Jefferson Parish residents on how to revitalize the West End and when New Orleans residents can weigh in.
And also, as you head out the door this morning, just know the rain is moving out, but the cold air is moving in.
And heading to federal court. The reason a short-term rental company is suing the city of New Orleans and alleging a new ordinance is unconstitutional. WDSU News this morning at 6:30 starts right now.
Live, local, late breaking. This is WDSU News this morning.
All right, y'all, the rain is moving out and the cold temperatures are moving in as we take a look at us right here outside this morning. We're trading in the umbrella for a coat, and that cold air will blow in later this morning.
What, am I back in Ohio? I'm confused what's going on. It's another WDSU weather impact day because of the cold moving in. Meteorologist Raven Richard joining us now. And Raven, it's going to be Ohio cold later today.
I mean, yes, and then when we wake up tomorrow morning, we're really going to be dealing with it. We're really going to be complaining about the cold air. I've got 2 days of some very cold mornings up ahead. But this morning, though, what you need to know is that we do have some lighter showers left over, but the heaviest, the rain, though, that has now moved off. So you're looking at a few spots on the North Shore, looking at some rain, metro area, a couple showers as well. This is what I really want to show you there. I want to start off with the temperatures for this morning, though, because it is not terrible out there. We've seen worse morning temperatures, right? Here's what's going on. I got some 50s for you, but now look, Tangipahoa got some 40s starting to funnel in. So look at that line of separation happening for you, so you can see where that cold air actively starting to come in. So basically what I'm saying is that over the next couple of hours, your temperatures will get colder. So how it feels this morning, not how it's going to feel later on. Look at the temperatures dropping throughout the day. I just texted my brother, asked him if he was biking to work this morning. He said yes. I gave him the heads up. It's going to be a whole lot colder once you do get off work for today. So we'll talk about those drastically dropping temperatures. I do have a cold weather advisory in effect, and I'll let you know how cold we could actually feel over the next 2 mornings. Brady?
All right, thanks so much, Raven. As I say, on a day like this, weather and traffic definitely going hand in hand, and I have a little bit to report for pretty much everybody. First, I'm getting reports that the Dowman Road exit is closed due to street flooding. I do not have a camera in the area. I cannot show it to you, but you definitely want to be aware of this. It's not marked on my cameras as being closed just yet, but you can see this tiny bit of congestion beginning to build just on Dowman Road. And as I said, I'm getting the reports from DOTD that there may be street flooding in that area. I don't have a camera to show it to you, but you want to be aware. Then I've got this. This is a serious problem. This is I-10 at I-310. This is I-310 southbound, I believe. And as you can see, there's a crash there causing quite a bit of congestion. I'm going to show it to you on a map so that you have an idea. And as you see it right here, a left lane is blocked on the exit ramp of I-310 southbound. So that's my folks. When you take that exit right there in Kenner and you loop it around, this is that area you're going to be stuck in. And you do not want to be stuck in that. I would take airline or an alternate route if I were you. But if you are in this, or if this is your normal route, you definitely want to be aware if you're heading across the river. Now, North Shore, I've been telling you about this. This is I-12 at LA 1077. There's a crash here, I believe, that's blocking I-12 eastbound. Cannot see it. I don't have a camera in the area, and I'm not getting an official report of a crash, but you want to be aware. Let me show you that on a map as well. If the map, there it is. And as you can see, now it is popping up. So there's a crash blocking I-12 eastbound. And as you can see, it's causing quite a bit of slowdowns and delays. I'm going to keep a close eye on all of this for you, and hopefully I can give you some more information. But again, North Shore, I-310 southbound, I-12 eastbound, and Dowman Road closed because of street flooding. I'll have much more information in a few minutes.
Messy morning, Brandy. Thank you. Conversations to revitalize West End are currently in the beginning stages. Later today, Orleans Parish residents are urged to participate in a meeting to share what they would like to see happen to that currently vacant area.
Yeah, the project will impact people who live in Orleans and Jefferson parishes. WDS reporter Siddiqui is live with more on how both parishes plan to be involved. Now.
Yeah, Daryl Morgan, this is the last meeting happening this week for residents to really share their input. So take a look at your screen. We caught up with Jefferson Parish residents yesterday. At their meeting, they say that they want to see this space used for things like restaurants and biking pads. Now, that area across from West End Park has been vacant since Hurricane Katrina. For generations, West End Park was a popular hub that included family-friendly eateries as well as a nightclub sitting on top of the water. Now, the property is only 4 acres, with majority of it in Orleans Parish. Now, both parishes have agreed to split future revenue.
When the parishes started arguing, the businesses started suffering because New Orleans imposed a parking fee there, and I just don't want that.
And tonight's meeting will be inside the Heinz Charter Gym from 5 to 7 o'clock tonight. Reporting live in New Orleans, Anam Siddiqui, WDSU News.
And thank you so much. WDSU Investigates is digging deeper into a suspect's criminal record just 1 day after the NOPD released chilling video of an officer almost killed.
Jaquan Dominic, the man accused of trying to run over a cop, was in court yesterday. The Police and Justice Foundation says Dominic is a known serial offender with juvenile crimes. And back in 2023, court records show he pleaded guilty to battery on a dating partner. Now, yesterday, the Orleans Parish District Attorney said his office was able to get a conviction despite the victim's refusal to cooperate. But the Police and Justice Foundation points out Dominic did not have to go to jail. Instead, he was given inactive probation. They say that means there was basically no supervision.
If he is intent on running down, on mowing down an officer who is trained and equipped to protect the citizens of New Orleans, what would he do to just a citizen on the street? What would he do to a child on the street? Someone who's not trained, who is not equipped to protect the community or to protect himself or herself.
The DA told us, quote, our office filed a motion for Dominic to be held without bail, as well as a motion for a Gwen's Law hearing to make a record of this defendant's dangerousness to the community. Our motion to keep him in custody was granted. 6:35, in a controversial city ordinance limiting short-term rentals in New Orleans is now in the hands of a federal judge. Airbnb filed a lawsuit against the city, which was joined by 4 New Orleans residents, alleging the rules limit short-term rentals. It's unconstitutional. The lawsuit alleges that the, quote, vague restrictions infringe on the rights to lease their property to short-term guests and realize the full value of their homes. The plaintiffs also say they invested money to renovate their properties to rent, and now they are losing that money due to these restrictions. When permits for rentals were issued last year, it did cause a lot of uproar. We reached out to the city for a comment, but have not heard back yet.
I think it'd be a great idea to beautify the canals somehow. They're pretty ugly. Pretty ugly.
The canals in Jefferson Parish have become an eyesore with erosion on the banks and decades-old outfall pipes. But now there's a project in the works to beautify some major sections while creating a visual barrier for safety. So tonight at 10, WDSU anchor Sola Kim talks to the Public Works Director about the cost-effective plan to give the canals a makeover.
Happening today, the NOPD's mounted unit is turning 100, and you can celebrate tonight at the 15th annual Horses, Hops, and Cops event. This is a live look at the stables this morning. All the horses are taking a nap.
Yeah.
They were out and about earlier as the police prepare for tonight's big event. And if you attend, you will also get a chance to meet the legendary Budweiser Clydesdales. It's all happening at the NOPD stables in City Park from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. And this comes as the Humane Society of Louisiana is kicking off its annual Mardi Gras horse adoption program. That program aims to get horses adopted after they walk in Mardi Gras parades. Officials will announce this year's adoptables at a news conference later this morning. It's happening at Cascade Stables at 9:30 a.m. And if you're interested in giving one of these carnival horses a home, visit mardigras.horses.com. Adoption fees range from $650 to $1,500.
That is awesome. The New Orleans Police and Justice Foundation is launching its 20th Adopt a Cop initiative. The program supports police officers and first responders during big events where they'll work long hours like Mardi Gras. The funds can help provide snacks, hot meals, and other resources to officers both along the parade route and at district stations.
With funds raised through Adopt a Cop, we take care of not only our local law enforcement, and let me tell you, there would be no purple, green, and gold without the blue, but also all of our visiting law enforcement and all of our first responders.
Now, if you'd like to participate in the program, head to nopjf.org, click the donate drop down, and select Adopt a Cop.
I'm Amy Lou in Washington, where we're learning President Donald Trump's Make America Healthy Again campaign may mean changes to vaccines for children.
Plus, science fiction or reality. A look at the futuristic tech that could soon, be available and its goals the creator hopes to achieve.
And wet roads causing a number of problems on your roadways this Wednesday morning. I've got all the details right here on WDSU.
After promising he wouldn't, new Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is considering changes to the list of recommended vaccines for children.
Yeah, and Amy Lou is live in the Washington Bureau. And Amy, what's Kennedy suggesting?
It's not only what he's suggesting, Daryl and Morgan, but also what he's saying that anything is not off limits at this point. Kennedy is saying that the agency is going to re-examine everything from prescription drugs to electromagnetic waves coming from microwaves and cell phones. But it's his comments about the childhood vaccine schedule that are getting the most attention right now. He told HHS employees a new commission created by President Donald Trump will investigate if vaccines, pesticides, and antidepressants have contributed to chronic illnesses, and then within the next 6 months develop a strategy around children's health, studying issues including around vaccines that Kennedy says, quote, were formerly taboo or insufficiently scrutinized. Now, important to remember that all vaccines approved in the U.S. go through rigorous testing and trial periods, including for children vaccinations, polio and measles, for example. They have decades of real-world experience or evidence showing that they are pretty effective at preventing these deadly diseases. Back to you.
Now, Amy, we mentioned earlier potentially interfering with the vaccine schedule, something Kennedy said that he wouldn't do.
Yeah, he certainly said that, but he did promise to keep the CDC expert panel of doctors who meet yearly to talk about what childhood vaccinations should be considered as well as their health. But that, again, this presidential commission could be in direct conflict with that. And that is because he actually made assurances to somebody you might be familiar with. That would be Senator Bill Cassidy, who is also a doctor and key Republican on the Health Committee. Now, Cassidy's vote served as a signal to other Republicans who may not have voted for Kennedy's confirmation otherwise. Back to you.
Amy Lou, live for us in Washington this morning. Amy, thank you. And officials with HHS expect about 5,000 of their more than 80,000 member workforce will or have already lost their jobs due to cuts by the Department of Government Efficiency.
Also, Morgan, several employees working on the country's response to bird flu were accidentally fired over the weekend, and now the government is trying to get them back. The U.S. Department of Agriculture acknowledged the error in a statement and says it is working to swiftly rectify the situation and rescind those letters for officials considered to be frontline public safety workers. The latest data from the USDA shows 151 confirmed flocks have been hit, affecting 23 million birds. The CDC has confirmed 68 cases of bird flu in humans in the U.S., including the death that was reported here in our state.
With the peak of cold and flu season here, getting enough sleep can really help protect you from getting sick. Sleep specialists say when we don't get enough sleep, the body can't maintain its immune system. Chronic insomnia can even increase the risk of conditions like diabetes and heart disease. Adults should try to get at least 7 hours of sleep every night.
Sleep is critically important to maintaining a healthy immune system. And so we need to sleep enough, and we need to have good timing of our sleep. We should have a regular sleep and wake cycle to promote an optimal immune system.
And doctors say to try to fall asleep and wake up at the same time every day. And if you're tossing and turning at night, they say to stay off your phone before bed. And Raven